If you're someone who texts people a lot, you might want to stop or at least do that a lot less. I'm not talking about like your best friend who you might only see once a year, just your close friends in general. It's fine to text them. And I'm not talking about just like sending them memes. That's fine. In fact, I would say like instead of texting your close friends, it's better to call them. That's just way better in terms of connecting with them. And it's way better to see them in person. But of course, you can't always see your friends in person. So that's fine. But in terms of texting people all the time, especially people you don't know very well, people you barely know that you've just met, like let's say like you got along with someone, you keep in touch, great, but then like if you're just bombarding them with questions, personal questions, and you're trying to do that bonding over text instead of saving that for an in-person conversation, it might come across as a little bit weird and maybe off-putting, and like you're putting a lot of pressure on the person. This happens to me sometimes. Like I meet someone and I get their number, and then they try to get to know me by text, and I'll tell them, well, you know what, just I might answer a question or two, but then I'll be like, how about we save this for a conversation, for an in-person conversation instead, because it's a waste otherwise, because you're not going to connect with me as well by asking me these questions over text. So might as well save it. We don't need to talk over text. Like what's the point? Okay, like send me a funny meme or a link or whatever. This is a great thing to do, by the way. This is a great reason to text people. Send them something that made you think of them. That's perfect. That's a great reason to text. Like, hey, I'm reading this book. I think you might be interested. Or, hey, this is a video that's about the thing we're talking about. Or, hey, I think you might find this really interesting considering you do this, or you're interested in that, or whatever. Perfect. So I'm just saying that you should keep the actual long-form conversation and personal questions to in-person interactions. That's all I'm saying. Otherwise, send them interesting links, send them memes, whatever, that's fine. You got the point. Just, you release some oxytocin by talking with people on the phone. I'm not sure about texting, but on the phone, some oxytocin is released, but you release more oxytocin when you're actually interacting with people in real life. There's eye contact, there's touch, and it's just an all-around way better time, and also you communicate things better than over text, like way better. Just like texting is such an inferior method of communication. It's crazy. So just remember that.